Alright, so I just got up to the Rawah wilderness, planning on doing a 3-day solo trip up here. Might just make it one. I'm gonna see how I feel, but interesting weather, very hazy out right now. It was down in the 60s a few minutes ago and it just heated up a ton, so yeah, really looking forward to this one. So I got up here late, just after 3 o'clock, and I have 9.2 miles to go, so it's not gonna be a short day, but hoping to bust it out reasonably fast. The only trouble is with this first thing, it's 3.8 miles, 3.9 miles, so there's about 1,800 feet of elevation gain, so that's gonna kinda suck fat balls. Here's my first turn off the main trail. Heading across this. First river crossing. Oh, that was stressful. All right, so I've been hiking for an hour, and I've gone 2.6 miles and just turned off on the Camp Lake trailhead. This is where it gets really steep, so I think after that it kind of plateaus for a while, but after that I'm gonna take a snack break, I think. Eat something yummy. Oh. I don't know if you can tell, but that's like an idea of how steep the trail is. You can't really tell, but it's bad. All right, I'm about just under 4 miles in. Been hiking for right around 2 hours, but wanted to get a little further before I took a break, but I'm just really feeling that uphills and definitely need to snack, but it's really nice here so far. You know, I think it's been raining a lot up here, so you can definitely feel the moisture in the air, so I'm gonna chill here for a little bit. Still have, you know, over 5 miles to go till Camp Lake. I'm hoping I make it there tonight. If I, you know, feel like it's getting too late and I should just find a place to camp, I'll just do that. But, you know, I'm hoping to get there and I think I will. I'm gonna snack now, but I'm not going to film myself eating because I find that to be fucking disgusting to watch other people eat, so I will not subject any of you to that. So unfortunately, the goddamn weather report that I looked at gave me a little bit of the shaft. I thought it was gonna be thunderstorms stopping around 3, and it's, you know, close to 6, and it's raining and thundering right now, so I don't know, I may just pull over somewhere around here and make camp. I don't really want to get too much higher, that'd be really sketchy, and there's a lot of tree coverage here, so really fucking bums me out, man. But whatever, I may just make an overnight of it. We'll see how I feel in the morning. So I just got to Camp Lake. I was initially gonna stay at Upper Camp Lake, but weather's really sketchy, so I'm just gonna call it here. Giant moose. One of the guys here said there's a calf with her and he hasn't seen her, so we'll have to be careful. Found a spot here. Like I said, I don't want to go too far. This looks like a nice little spot here. Alright, well, I got up here at Upper Camp Lake, and yeah, I did not want to do the extra 0.8 miles up to Upper Camp Lake. It was thundering and just very sketchy. Was not feeling it, so stopped here, and apparently all the spots were almost filled up there anyway, so it worked out better. I'm just hanging out right now. A couple guys had a fire going, so just cooking my food up there, hanging out. So this will be the end of day number 1. I think I did right around 8.4 miles, something like that. Did in roughly 3 hours-ish. 3 hours and 20 minutes, something like that. Good night. What are you looking at, motherfucker? So it's day number 2 of the trip. I'm up here at Camp Lake. Ended up getting here last night a little before 7. Just tried to set up camp. I was having the hardest goddamn time setting up my tent for some reason. Just really tired, so I was on the struggle with that. But then 2 of these guys up here had a bonfire going on, so I went and hung out with them for a while and cooked my food up there. They actually gave me some whiskey, which was really nice of them, so I ended up sleeping pretty well considering the altitude and the whiskey, so that was awesome. But yeah, I don't really have a plan for the day so far. I might just hike the rest of the loop and then go back to my car, or I'll just go to, I think it's Rawah Lake number 1, and spend the night there. I'm just gonna kind of play it by ear, see what happens. Alright, so I'm just leaving Camp Lake right now, and I still haven't decided what I'm doing. I spent, 3.5 hours this morning just hanging out, probably 2 hours talking to those guys who I was hanging out with last night, and they were just super cool guys. I really enjoyed spending time with them. So, still not sure what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna head towards Twin Crater Lakes, and that's about, I totally forget, maybe 7 miles from where we are now. And then I'm gonna see how I feel. So if I'm just kind of wanting to go home, I'm gonna hike, the extra X amount of miles out, or I'll just continue 1.5 miles into Twin Crater Lakes and spend the night there. Heading up Grassy Pass right now. Down low, that's Rawah, which is number 3. Alright, so I just got on top of Grassy Pass, and this is actually probably my favorite part of the hike so far. It's just really wide open, which is something that I've been just really obsessed with lately hiking. I love, wooded areas and stuff, but great wide open like this it's just the best in my opinion. So I'm still kind of undecided about what I'm doing. I feel just extremely indecisive this trip, which is fine. I can go back at any time, but I don't know. I'm just gonna keep hiking and see how I feel. From where I left this morning to the turnoff for Crater Lake, it's about 5.5 miles. So if I want to go to the Crater Lakes, I can just hike an extra 1.5 miles, or I can just hike out the last, I think, 6 miles, something like that. I think it would, if I hiked from Camp Lake this morning all the way out, I believe it's 10.5 miles, something like that. So we'll see what happens. Alright, so I just got here to the trail junction for Twin Crater Lakes, or continue off the trail to go back to the trailhead. So I think right now I'm probably just gonna head home. I'm gonna eat here real quick and just think it over for a sec longer, but I'm pretty much decided that I'm just gonna go home, and hey, I'm happy about it actually. This has been a really great trip. It was super, it was conceived in a very short amount of time, so I just kind of rushed together to get it, so I had a lot of anxiety about it, but really happy that I was able to get up here. And you know, I put in big miles, and that's kind of what I want to do. Is I don't really want to hike, you know, 3 to 5 miles and then do camp. Like, I prefer to do, you know, closer to 9 or 10, and you know, just have a long day with it. So you know, if I'm gonna go up and do this last mile and a half, it'll probably be 3:30 by the time I get up there. That's a lot of time to kill. I'm sure I could explore and stuff, but I'm pretty happy to be just going back to the car and heading home. So, new Mission Impossible's out, so I'm gonna take my lady on a date. Nice. So there's that log on the water crossing, which is kind of sketchy looking, where I could just walk across, and I'm probably just gonna walk across. So I just got to where I was yesterday. That is the West Branch Trail, and this is Camp Lake Trail, where it branches off and gets really steep. Alright, so I just got back to the car. It's I think like 5:30, something like that. The more and more I hiked down the trail, the more I actually felt better about my decision. I ran into 10 people who were on the way up to Twin Crater Lakes, and I imagine that it was already busy up there anyways, so not that I have a problem with people or anything, but I definitely do prefer a little bit less. But you know, it felt good to know that I made the right decision there. But I'm planning on coming back up here again soon, just because I feel like there was a lot of areas that I wanted to explore up here, and now that I got a feeling for how the trails work a little bit better, I'm really looking forward to coming back here. But sweet overnight trip, and can't wait to do it again.